She is a business development strategist and a hairstylist known for her edgy looks. You're coming out of Annapolis with a new book about beauty millionaires and the mindset. If you're a stylist or you own a salon or you just want to know how to make your creative endeavors more profitable. So welcome to my Facebook.
I love it. I'm glad to be here again.
Tell us, so we just saw you on the show, but for people who missed the show, tell us the name of your book and how you got started.
The name of the book is The Millionaire Guide for Hair and Beauty Salons. And I got started just because I had a vision. I had a vision that I wanted to be successful and I wanted to be a serial entrepreneur. And so that's what I set out to do.
I think that is so wonderful because these days we all experienced 2008 with, you know, all the major layoffs across the country. I started out as a web producer, and before 2008 there was something called the dot bomb where people lost their jobs. And so if you're not an entrepreneur but you've always thought about starting something, I think now is the time. This is the era of maybe you have a full-time job and a side hustle, or you just want to go out there and full-fledged begin your business, or maybe you work in a salon but you want to own a salon one day. You've done it. You've been there and you've done it. So how did you go from, you called yourself a starving artist to building a 7-figure enterprise?
Yes. So I call myself a starving artist because, as most stylists know, we kind of build our own clientele and then we struggle. You know, if you're not out there marketing, advertising, which a lot of us don't do, and you need to start doing that. And we get stressed out, so we decide to go get a paying job, which I never recommend because you make more always working for yourself. If someone's going to pay you $10, $12 an hour and you charge $50 for a style, you just need to do the math. So you have to bridge the gap and learn how to educate yourself on how to make the money instead of, you know, just thinking, let me quit and give up and go do something else. That's not always the case.
A lot of people start a business and it's not their first business. Oh, good morning, Juanita. Thanks for joining us. A lot of people give up because they started their first business and the first business fails. But many successful people, it's not until their third, fourth, or fifth business that they hit their stride. What was your experience?
Well, I had a lot of failures myself, honestly, and I had a lot of disappointments. I had a lot of heartbreak, you know, looking for salons and being told no, and saying, you know, well, we need more black and white, or you need more capital, or, well, do you want to do this location, and trying to put me in areas where I didn't want to be. But I stuck to my guns. I just kept refining my business plan and just getting grounded in my mission and getting grounded in my vision. And I had a strong support system and a mentor. I always recommend mentors. You know, every successful person, when you think about it, has some type of coach. So if you get yourself a mentor or a coach, that would take you so much further than trying to do it on your own.
I love that. So you have some tips. So on the show, we talked a little bit about Nina's background, and we just gave one tip, but she has 4 really good ones that I think across the board, no matter what your industry is, if you apply it, it's going to help you. And I'm just saying that because I've lived enough life to have these tips resonate with me and my own trajectory and experience. So the key strategies for a hairstylist or any type of entrepreneur to earn 7 figures is, number 1, you say, know your vision and start to build a foundation. Can you explain that?
Know your vision. You have to know your vision. People don't just follow brands. Most people are following people. So if you have a strong vision, 9 times out of 10, people will be able to resonate with that. So that's why I always say stay grounded in your vision, because that's going to lead you to your mission. And your mission is what will help you propel yourself a lot further than just following the money. Too many people decide to follow the money instead of actually sitting down and coming up with a solid plan on and how to execute.
So know your vision. Good morning, Sabrina. That's my cousin.
Hi, Sabrina.
Sabrina, I hope you're taking notes. That's my cousin in Ohio.
My wife's name is Sabrina.
Oh, okay. Hi, Sabrina. If you're watching, 2 Sabrinas watching. Okay, so that's good. So then what's your next step? I was like flipping through my notes and realized that I don't have the next step. So know your vision.
Yes, and then the next step I would say would be to I now see I
I'm
lost the
linking
next
you.
step.
Oh,
Hold on Facebook.
well,
I'm
value
having
your
a moment.
time, 'cause I
Yes,
value
yes.
your
value
time.
your time.
Good morning, Camilla.
Hi, Camilla. Every successful individual values their time. You have to value your time. You can't sit around Netflix and chilling all day, or surfing the web. If you're surfing the web, it should be for something to educate yourself on how to get out of whatever situation you're in. A lot of us, we complain, but we don't execute. We say, well, I'm not making enough money, or I wish I had this or that. And instead of you trying to find ways to value your time, you're making excuses, and you can't do that. Homeless people become millionaires just because they have a library card.
Well, you know that Will Smith movie, The Pursuit of Happiness? That's a true story. He was a homeless person, and then he became a very successful stockbroker.
Exactly.
One thing that you said that's resonating with me is a lot of people, that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Bridget?
Yes.
You have that option, phone a friend, right? Mm-hmm. But in real life, don't wallow in your despair and call anybody. Research. Okay, exactly. I'm here. How do I get to there? Don't phone a friend. Maybe check out a book and get the information.
Exactly. Right? Follow millionaires. Follow billionaires. That's where you will get your best information from. I always say smart people learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from other people's mistakes. So that's what you have to do. Yes. You have to learn from other people's mistakes. I'm telling you, that's what I did. I didn't want to go through losing all of the money that I had, just blowing it away on something that I would have to learn trial and error just to get to the place where I'm trying to go. So for me, it just made sense to say, I'm going to look at the people who paved the way before me, and then that's what I'm going to do.
I love that. So we talked a little bit. Hi, Andrea. Thanks for joining us. She said, dropping jewels. So if it resonates with you, hit the like button. One thing that we talked about on the show, and you just mentioned that I can't emphasize enough, and I try to remind myself of, because I'm not perfect here, is you don't have to make all of the mistakes and learn. You can look at somebody else, see their situation, and say, they did this, this, and this, and that got them there. I'm not going to do that. And stick to your guns.
Yes.
So I really like that.
You really can. It's really that simple. I always say, we make life complicated. It's really not. If you really follow the road that's been paved, it will lead you to the pot of gold.
Right, the land of milk and honey. You're not the first expert who I've talked to. I talked to a lot of CEOs. I talked to a lot of people who have dramatically turned their lives around, and the foundation of what they're saying is the same, but different people resonate with the public in different ways. So I always love to bring experts to the forefront. One of your tips I remember too is read. Read. Why should we be reading? Because school is sometimes done with people.
Right, but school is not teaching you what you need out here in these streets to survive.
It's real.
Let's understand that. If you really are trying to create financial freedom for your family or leave a legacy for your kids, read. And not just fiction. You have to read nonfiction. I'm saying that right?
Right,
okay,
yeah.
I just had to make sure, but yes.
Like the success principle. There's so many, there's like
The
a whole
Millionaire
section.
Fast Lane by DJ DeMarco. That book I recommend to everyone. Okay. And for serial entrepreneurs, you can read The Millionaire Guide for Hair and Beauty Salon, due to release July 26th.
I know that's right. 2 days after my birthday. You know what I'm going to be asking for.
It's honoring my mom. She passed away on that day. This is actually 20 years. So, so I'm doing it in honor of her. That's why I chose the date.
That is wonderful. Okay, so tell the name of that book again, because I'm going to check that out now. The one, DeMarco?
The Millionaire Fast Lane by DJ DeMarco. I'm telling you.
Okay.
That's what I recommend that book for anybody, not just people who are trying to start a business. Even if you are just in a financial bind, you don't know how to get out of it, that is the book. And it's not an expensive book. Of course, you can get it on Amazon. I don't mean to be plugging. However, it's needed. And if you educate yourself on the importance of just building financial freedom, I mean, that's just the way to go. And that's a good place to start. And
then by the time you finish that book, you can get Nina's book here, which is coming out July 26th.
Yeah, you can actually download a free excerpt on my website, www.hairchroniclestudio.com.
Hairchroniclestudio.com. Download the free. Any other gems of advice? Because, we all stumble through our journeys. And then I'm going to just do some real talk. as people of color, we don't have a lot of people in our family who have paved the way, and we can say, oh, well, granddad started that business.
Exactly.
I can go work for him and learn the business. A lot of times, as people of color, we go work for somebody who, they don't care about us. They don't care about what you think. They care about what you can do for that business.
Yeah, and you know what? Someone said to me a while ago, when you think about it, most of us were taught to go to school, get a good education, and get a great job, right? And other cultures, they're taught to go to school and create jobs. So it's a different mindset. So you have to change your mindset. And that's where it really starts, you know, because we don't have those examples set in front of us. And that's another reason why I wrote the book, because even in the hair industry, you know, we're taught to go get a booth rental gig, and we know nothing about how to pay rent, how to do taxes, all of the operational side. However, when you go to schools like Paul Mitchell or Veda and other schools like that, you're taught to find a mentor, start at a lower tier salon, to get, you know, to come up under people, and then you learn the system, and that's how you ultimately get so much further, you know. And I learned that just by having an assistant that went to Paul Mitchell, and she was telling me things, and I'm looking at her like, wait a minute. And it's the difference in the system that's been set forth. We didn't learn those things at the hair schools I went to. So again, you have to educate yourself even after you're paying to be educated. I mean, I guess, yes.
Yeah, that's right. No, you hit the nail on the head. So what's interesting, what you just said, is some people are taught to go and create jobs. How many of you were taught to just go out and get a job?
Yes.
You know, and one thing that's interesting, when I went to college, one of my best friends was a first-generation American. I got close to her whole family. I was in her wedding. I was the only black person in her wedding. But she was taught to go get a job, learn how the business was run, and then go start a business like that.
Exactly.
How many people were teaching you that? And I'm thinking, wow, why did it take for me to be 25 and befriend somebody whose parents owned a business before I could realize that, no, while you're going to work and you're contributing to the company, you should be probably paying attention to how the company is run.
Absolutely. And look, and that brings me to my next book that I would definitely recommend. Okay, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
I have that.
You know, you have that one, right? And his dad wasn't rich. His dad was the poor dad. But pretty much what you're saying, he saw the difference in how his best friend's dad lived and how his dad lived, and it was day and night. And so he learned from his rich dad, which is, again, his friend's dad, how to be successful and the tools that he needed to be successful. But if that's not your example, you don't know. And so you have to find those answers elsewhere, because they're not always in the household.
And I think it's possible. That's the main thing. I mean, when you think about how far our people has come, how far women have come.
Yes.
And
big ups to the women.
Big ups to women. It's Women's History Month. You know, in 2 generations and in 4 generations, and you still have people succeeding. I'm thinking it's not magic here, right? They're applying some principles.
Exactly. And that's what it is. Again, change your mindset, change your bank account. That is what I say, because it's all about the principles, and you have to execute. You can't just want to wish it to, you know, wish yourself $1 million. It's not that simple. Trust me, I know.
You have to work really hard.
You have to work really hard, and you have to be dedicated, and consistency pays off.
Okay, this is good. So we hope we leave you with some Monday motivation.
Ooh,
Nina Hall Curtis. Hi, what are the principles? Okay, watch back from the beginning. And Deshaun, we will, if you have any more questions, we'll try to come back and answer in the comments section. But for Deshaun and people who are just joining us, tell us your website one more time and what they can get for free on your website.
Yes, my website is www. Did I say 4 W's or 3?
Well, we know it's 3 W's.
It's 3 W's, just in case. HairChroniclesStudio.com, and you can get and download a free excerpt of the book, The Millionaire Guide for Hair and Beauty Salons. You can also even subscribe to the free Millionaire Stylist Club, and you can answer questions. I'm always checking my email, so if you have something that you need to know or something that you're curious about, you can email me your question, and I will go live with it.
All right, I love it. So we're going to leave you on this note. One of Nina's top principles is know your vision. Yes. It doesn't matter if nobody understands you and understands what you want to do.
No one understood mine. Not to interrupt, Marquette, but people was looking at me like I was crazy, like, this what you want to talk about, this is what you want to do. It doesn't matter. It's all about what you're grounded in. Stay grounded in that, and God will do the rest.
I love it. You are the keeper of your vision. You are the CEO of your destiny, and you need to start owning that power, because that's very powerful. Nobody can understand you in the room, but if you understand yourself, that is a principle that's going to take you places.
Amen.
So thanks for joining us.
Yes,
and stay in touch, ladies.
Yes, thanks, Marquette.
You're welcome. Oh, I love you. I love all this great energy. Take care, guys. Bye, cousin. Oh, that was great.
Yes,
Yay.
thank you.
Thank you so much. She's such great energy, right?
I told her.
That's why you love her.
I told her that. Didn't I tell you that?